Meet Margaret Thatcher, the Iron Lady who wielded power with her strong will and tough attitude. As the United Kingdom's first female Prime Minister, she was a powerful leader who never backed down, a fierce opponent of socialism and government control of the economy. Thatcher stood for free markets and individual responsibility. Here are her most iconic speeches, moments when her words showed the heart of her leadership and the challenges she faced. It is 1980 at the Conservative Party conference. The economy is struggling, and even some in her own party want her to back off her tough policies. But Margaret Thatcher stands on stage and replies to everyone in no uncertain terms, a phrase that became her battle cry, showing that she would stay firm no matter the criticism or pressure.
For that favorite media catchphrase, the U-turn, I have only one thing to say. You turn if you want to. The lady's not for turning.
Fast forward to 1990, Thatcher in UK Parliament heatedly rejected a European Union vision that would centralise more power in Brussels. When the European Commission President outlines plans for a stronger European Parliament and a united federal structure, she responds sharply with 3 emphatic no's. It's her way of pushing back firmly against losing British control to Europe.
Yes, the Commission does want to increase its powers. Yes, it is a non-elected body, and I do not want the Commission to increase its powers against this House. So, of course, we are differing. Of course, the chairman or the president of the Commission, Mr. Delors, said at press conference the other day that he wanted the European Parliament to be the democratic body of the community. He wanted the Commission to be the executive, and he wanted the Council of Ministers to be the Senate. No, no, no.
In a defining moment of her premiership, Margaret Thatcher delivered many stirring declarations following the United Kingdom's victory in the 1982 Falklands War. This statement came as Britain celebrated retaking the Falkland Islands from Argentine forces, symbolizing a resurgence of national pride and military resolve. The victory bolstered her reputation as the Iron Lady.
One's learned throughout this whole Falklands campaign that things tend to take longer than you expect.
Rejoice at that news and congratulate our forces and the Marine.
It was because the Argentines refused to withdraw from the Falkland Islands. That didn't surprise me. I somehow never thought a dictatorship.
Margaret Thatcher's famously dubbed "The Mummy Returns" speech was delivered during a Conservative Party rally in Plymouth. The speech got its nickname because her arrival coincided with the release of the film "The Mummy Returns", which the local cinema advertised on a billboard. Thatcher playfully referenced this in her remarks.
And it turns out that you were expecting me after all, for the billboards read, "The Mummy Returns."
Shortly after winning her first general election and becoming Prime Minister on 4th of May 1979, she arrived at 10 Downing Street. She was paraphrasing the prayer of Saint Francis in this statement, expressing her commitment to healing divisions, promoting truth, and inspiring confidence during a difficult period for the United Kingdom.
Where there is discord, may we bring harmony. Where there is error, may we bring truth. Where there is doubt, may we bring faith. And where there is despair, may we bring hope.
Despite initially promising to fight on, Thatcher on 22nd of November 1990 ultimately decided to resign as party leader and Prime Minister. In her resignation speech, she defended her economic policies and argued against reducing the rich income at the expense of the poor.
Mr. Speaker, all levels of income are better off than they were in 1979. But what the honourable member is saying is that he would rather the poor were poorer, provided the rich were less rich. That way you will never create the wealth for better social services as we have. And what a policy! Yes, he would rather have the poor poorer, provided the rich were less rich. That is a Liberal policy. Yes, it came out, he didn't intend it to, but he did. I think I must have hit the right nail on the head when I pointed out that the logic of those policies are they'd rather have the poor poorer. Once they start to talk about the gap, they'd rather the gap was that. Down here. That. Not that. But that. So long as the gap is smaller, they'd rather have the poor poorer. You do not create wealth and opportunity that way. You do not create a property-owning democracy that way. Ladies and gentlemen, we're leaving Downing Street for the last time after 11 and a half wonderful years.